for tuning into my Minds channel. This is at The Real Beelzebub. And if you've been following along, you'll notice I am now on number 4 on my 31 Phobias project. But when I first started looking into this, I got confused or mixed up, but the fear of the ocean and the fear of the sharks are two different phobias. Because there are those who could be afraid of sharks but not afraid of the ocean, and there are those who are afraid of the ocean, therefore would probably be afraid of sharks. But those who are afraid of sharks don't even like them in the water. They could be out of the water, they could be stuffed, they could be dead on the pier. They just don't like them. Anyway, the name of that phobia of being afraid of the ocean is Selachophobia. And forgive me if I'm chopping these words up, but I thought that was rather interesting. And Phagophobia is the fear of being eaten. How do you like that, huh? No, sharks. Now, the name of that, the fear of sharks, is Selachophobia. Now, although Selachophobia is a more understandable fear, Selachophobia is a bit more complicated. Believe it or not, but Selachophobia, whatever, is an irrational fear of being buried alive with a shark and is actually a common phobias. Believe it or not. But wait, it gets better. There's also another phobia that has to do with sharks that's even more bizarre. It's called Selachophobia. Now, I just chopped that up, so don't try to pronounce it. It's not like you'll ever come across someone who actually suffers from this. But Selachophobia is similar to Selachophobia, but with something a little bizarre added. Those who suffer from that, and I'm pretty much done chopping these words up, those who suffer from Selachophobia is not only the fear of being buried alive with a shark, but you're also afraid of being sexually molested by the shark. This is a real thing. I swear, I looked it up and I couldn't believe it myself. Now, I couldn't find Selachophobia on the unofficial phobia list, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist either, right? Well, you can decide. I wouldn't make something that stupid up anyway. Anyway, interesting facts about sharks. Researching the shark, I found something interesting facts. Sharks can vary in size from almost 7 inches, the dwarf-legged shark, to 32 feet, the whale shark. The shark can submerge down to about 6,600 feet and are usually found in seawater, but there are a few exceptions. The bull shark and the river shark can survive both in fresh and seawater. The most feared sharks, in random order, are the hammerhead shark, the mako shark, the tiger shark, the blue shark, and the great white shark. Now, I actually talked to a shark attack survivor, Jay Burns. He survived a shark attack. He got all worked up and showed me where it bit him. I thought that was pretty interesting, to say the least. Now, predators of the sea surviving a shark attack. Defending against a shark attack, if you ever find yourself face to face with a shark, first and foremost, good luck. However, there's a chance that you may get out of this alive and without a scratch. Now, How to Survive a Shark Attack by Jay Burns. When you spot a shark, Get to your boat or dry land as quick as possible, keeping an eye out for that shark and any other sharks that may be nearby. 2. Never attack a shark unless you've been bitten and are drawing blood. They may just be curious and want to look at you. 3. If you've been attacked, continue moving to your boat or dry land. When a shark gets close again, attack. Go for the eyes or the gills. These are sensitive areas, will usually frighten a shark, at least for a little while. Hitting the nose on smaller sharks can also be effective, but on large sharks, not so much. Good to know. Being eaten alive. We talked about that at Phagophobia. Avoid attracting sharks. Now, don't bring attention to yourself. Unless you're stranded at sea, bringing attention to yourself while exploring beneath the sea can turn into a bad idea. Unless you're prepared to encounter a shark, avoid attracting sharks and don't bring attention to yourself. Exploring at night is dangerous. It's dangerous enough, let alone bringing attention to yourself. Bright lights are a sure way to attract sea life, especially sharks. Sure way to avoid attracting sharks is to do any underwater exploration during the daylight. In the daylight hours. Now, midday preferably. Sharks tend to feed in early daylight hours and right before it gets dark. So early morning exploring is dangerous because sharks have now gone all night without eating or have eaten very little. Exploring during dusk is dangerous because the sharks know that they are about to possibly go all night without eating and they need to fill up. Underwater exploring during the day isn't all that safe either. Don't bring attention to yourself and avoid attracting sharks by wearing bright colors. If you're on your menstrual cycle, have an open wound, bleeding, it is wise that you do not enter deep waters. Horseplay and other erratic behavior will also bring attention to yourself. This mimics the behavioral patterns of certain sick and wounded prey that are easy pickings for shark. Here's some bonus material, that Selachophobia bonus. The fear of being eaten alive. Being swallowed alive. Speaking of sharks, when people think of sharks, most instantly think man-eater. Most people who suffer from Selachophobia, the fear of the sea, also suffer from Selachophobia. That's the fear of sharks, and won't even go near the water, let alone in ocean, even on a boat. However, most people who suffer just from Selachophobia are able to handle traveling in large ships across the ocean, as long as there are safety boats. Strangely, a very high percentage of Selachophobia also suffer from Selachophobia as well. So what does Phagophobia have to do with sharks? Well, besides getting buried alive with a shark and possibly getting sexually molested by it as well, there's also that fear of being eaten by one. Those who seriously have Phagophobia or Selachophobia not only won't go near a shark tank, but it can be actually give them chills to even look at a picture of one. However, there are those who suffer from the fear of eating. This is another form of Phagophobia that should be not confused with those who suffer from the fear of choking. Pseudodophagin, whatever. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. Don't forget, I'm just now getting over a cold. I apologize if I sound nasally. I should get better as the week goes by. Hey, here's the short link if you want to hear. So, check it out for yourself. Read the article yourself. And if you like what I don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. Appreciate it very much. All right, y'all. Thank you very much.